Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. I am here with, why don't you introduce yourself?
I am Kimmy Hughes, and I'm from the YouTube channel She's in Her Apron, and I teach how you can grow a pantry and know how to shop for your groceries and notice when a sale is a sale so you're getting a deal.
Nice. All right, so the Economic Ninja's insecure ninja right now because I have left my mic. So guys, can you let me know? It's a little breezy out here. Let me know if you can hear us.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comment section, and it's a little breezy, so hopefully you can hear us. We're going to talk really loud, and every time you tap the table, just so you know, the camera's going to go gnarly. All right, so this is why we're talking. We were talking downstairs at Vid Summit. We ran into each other last year.
Yes.
And you were talking about the importance of having a freeze dryer and why people are going out and buying emergency food, and it's costing them an arm and a leg. Can you talk about that?
Big time. So for years, you know, we loved grabbing different cans of food, like freeze-dried food, like Atkinson Farms, and there's Thrive Life, and there's like not Nutrisystem, something like that. And they're great and they're good, and I've tried them. We've used For Patriots, great company.
Yep.
But we noticed that when we invested in the freeze dryer, and the way that I teach on my channel about shopping your shelves and watching for sales, when you're getting your produce that's in season or vegetables that are in season, and you go and freeze dry them at home, you are saving way more money than going and investing in and buying these cans. Like, that's even with buying the Mylar bags and the oxygen absorbers. Like, I calculated it out with what we had and what we spent in a year buying freeze dry food, and it pays for the machine. We're not trying to sell you a machine. I'm just saying,
actually. Do you?
I
You have
an affiliate link.
Yeah, you should go.
And I'm a horrible affiliate. But here's the thing. I know. But here's the thing. Like, if you're going to invest in something that's going to help your family, save you money in the long run, people get so distracted by that price tag. It pays for itself. Like, invest in your family, invest in you.
Yep.
You know?
Stand by real quick. Watch this. I like doing this. So watch this. Get rid of it. All right, cool. That was super easy, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so this is what I'm all about. I want you prepared, not scared. We say that all the time. But what is that? You know, a lot of people run out and they buy food in haste. They buy things like right when something bad is announced, right? Oh, the tornado's on its way. You don't have time for that. But the hurricane's on its way. Okay, I better run down and get some stuff. I don't think ahead, right? You need to think ahead with your finances. You need to think ahead with your food, because honestly, when things get bad, and I just had a bad experience this morning at my hotel, and I'm not actually even going to talk about right now, but it's one of those things where it's like, I need to be positioned, because right now, my mind's off. When I ran into you, I had to apologize multiple times to you and your friend. I'm like, I'm not here right now, because I'm thinking about some other things. If I was put in a position where I wasn't there and I had a peaceful morning, I'd be much more ready to take on the day.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
I don't want to go into anything that you don't want to go into, but you found yourself having to take a step back, come step back in your finances. Yeah. But I believe that you're about to make 2 or 3 steps forward. And we don't have to go into particulars, whatever you're willing to talk about, but let's talk about that, because you're a content creator and your husband is a full-time employee somewhere else. You went through some massive changes. Can you talk about that and talk to the audience about like why it's important to be prepared, or whatever you want to?
Sure. Yeah, I haven't dived into it really fully into my channel, but what it is like, in life we have setbacks. Things happen to our families, if it's a medical condition or a loss of job. Well, we were met where we had to help someone in our family, and it was going to cost a lot of money. Insurance said that they were going to pay for it. No. They paid maybe $4,000 of something that was over $240,000. So you do what you do for your loved ones, and you will give everything, every penny, to save them, right?
Keep going.
So that's what we did. But we were like, we're not going to not give this person the help that they need because of this price tag. We're going to figure it out. And so when we went all in to help them, we kept God. If this offends you,
no, I don't.
Sorry, not sorry.
You don't offend me. That's all that matters.
God opened doors. It was like, this is our plan. This is what we're going to do, and I'm not going to sit back and play the victim and go, woe is me and woe is us, No, we are going to move forward, because the past, it's there. It happened. We're moving on.
Amen.
So when we did that, doors started opening. I had someone reach out to me and say, hey, you want to make a planner? And I didn't even have to put any money forward to make that planner. I was like, yup. And I had different opportunities come into our business, like with my business. And I was just doors opened and I took them. And there were some big leaps that I was totally afraid of, thinking, I can't do this. I can't do that. That's not me. And then when I got over that and focused on why I'm doing this and who I'm doing it for, which is my community, it happened, things happen. So if you're sitting there thinking like money doesn't come easily to me, or I don't have any money, you are stopping that energy coming to you. You are stopping the flow of money coming to you.
That's right.
Because if I, as a stay-at-home mom, can do what I do with my community and pay $70,000 in 1 year toward this debt and have it gone, you are more capable than you think to do anything. If it's to grow your pantry, to get a little more in your savings account, to pay off your credit card, like, you are one step ahead from, like, if you add one more good thing into your life that can make you better and give you a new skill, you're just one step ahead of reaching your goal.
Let me ask you this. At what point, though, is enough? Because I see people that get analysis paralysis. They start prepping for hard times, and it's like it never ends. And before you know it, it becomes an obsession. And at a certain point, you've got to break free and start to live, but not live and blow money, but go out there and find something to make money and crush it and experience life. So what do you think about that?
You can't live in fear. You can't, because it just stops you. So I think if you're prepping and you're putting your money into it, you need to start living that life. So that means if you're buying all this food, do you know how to use it? Are you rolling it into your meals? Because when time does get tough, and it could be hit with another pandemic, it could be a hurricane comes, but the thing that's going to happen to you right now more than anything is a loss of a job. Someone gets sick and you're stuck. But if you have all these things in place, you don't have to stress.
I'd like to add inflation in that. So let's go back. Let's go back to freeze drying food. Inflation is insane. It's going to get worse. So what have you seen in the last couple of years that you've been freeze drying food? What are the trends in the grocery stores? What's, like, if you had to leave somebody with something, what's like one tip or trick that you use where you're saving money?
Okay, so I track the prices, and maybe it's an obsession, but this obsession has helped save my family hundreds of dollars a month. So a month. Seriously.
I love that.
I track prices, and so I created this grocery price book. So I track what is the base price right now of our go-to items, not every item in the store. What is your go-to items that you use every month that you're noticing you're putting in your cart, right? So I keep track. So I know which stores have a lower base, but when there's a sale and they're running sales, you know if it's a sale or not. Example, right now, the lowest price point store in my area is Walmart. This one grocery store in my area named Macy's, they did this in Utah. It's like a case lock sale. So they just put like cans of certain beans and food together in a 12-pack or a 24-pack, and they say it's a sale. I go there and I'm like, nope, I'm not grabbing those, because it's a sale to their store. So let's say one of their cans of pinto beans is usually 89 cents. They're having it on sale for 69 cents. Well, I can get that for 46 cents at Walmart.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, nope, we're not going with this gimmick. This is a gimmick here. We're ignoring it. So so when they say sale, it's like, no, do your homework, because they're getting so much more slicker to get you in the store. Oh, and one thing you've got to know this. They will put, like, you know how sales tags are either yellow and red, and they put them over right beneath the product? Lift it up. It's usually the same amount that's there. It's because, like, you know how they run those, like, sales, like, buy 5, get 5, or...
How pissed are you guys right now?
Like,
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, can I throw something in? Loss leaders. So you're usually, like, it's great that she brings up store to store, okay? You gotta go apples to apples. Loss leaders, the biggest sales are going to be on the front page of the ads, because that is your attention grabber, right? It's like that impulse, whoa, a T-bone's this much per pound. Those are actually set up on the first page to not lose money, it's to break even. And so that's a great example of why you'd want to grab stuff off of this store's front page, that store's front page, and just a little driving doesn't cost that much.
No, it doesn't. But then I also think of, like, well, if I'm doing well at this one store, do I really want to go to Walmart for this one thing? No, because I know me, and if I go to Walmart, I'm coming out $100 later. So, figure what you want to do for convenience at that moment. And I still shop at the bulk stores. I love my Costco, I love my Sam's Club, but I've done my homework.
Guys, type 1 if you are coupon shoppers. Type 2 if you just haven't really thought about it. I'm just curious just to get a poll of what's going on.
I used to be a big couponer.
Oh, really?
And then I noticed I was buying things my family never ate. It was just the thrill. It was the thrill of the hunt. It was a dopamine hit.
Yep.
And then I realized, like, some things you could really save money. In some states still double coupon. Mine doesn't. So it was like, I noticed in the end, but that's where I learned what I teach. I learned how stores do their sales cycles, and I noticed their trends and how they get you in. It really did open my eyes to like all the tricks that they do.
Now, let me ask you this. I told her when we met this morning, I'm like, so sorry, I'm not all there right now. I've got to go somewhere and have some quiet time. But we were talking about this event. There's 2,500 people here, and we're in a room where 97% of the people are not making any money.
No, they're not.
And it's insane because the energy here is infectious.
Yes.
But a lot of those people will quit and never do anything.
Oh, they will.
How hard was it for you, and this isn't, I know, a video about content creation like that, but this has to do with every single one in this room, and type 3 if you agree. How hard is it to keep trying even when you feel like it's not working?
Oh my gosh. I've been doing this for 11 years.
Wow.
And at first it was just a hobby, and then I noticed, like, I'm making a little bit of money here. Mm-hmm. And when I made $300 one month, I was psyched because I was like, I could pay a bill. I can pay a bill. Yeah. And then it just was like the hobby was over. I was all in.
Nice.
I was all in. And then when I could pay the mortgage payment, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then when my kid is playing club lacrosse, I'm sure your parents have your kids in some club sport, and it is expensive. Yeah. I was like, I'm paying for it. And it's not coming because my husband, his paycheck is the rest of our life. What I bring in pays off if there's any debt, if the kids got a club sport. It's all the bonus things in our life that we wish we could live. Yeah. So that's how I structure it for us. Nice. And thank gosh I went all in, and I keep trying. Some months are great for me. When you're in social media, it's like this. Yeah. Last year was the best year we ever had, and you want to know why I believe it was better than this year? It was because we had that huge goal that we were like, we got to get this monkey off our back. That 70 grand has got to go away.
You know, can I say, I believe that type 4, if you don't have a big goal, type 5 if you do. And if you don't, she's hitting it right now, and I think you're coming to some realizations right now, because she had a massive goal and she crushed it. And then once that was done, it was almost like there was a reprieve. You took some time off.
Not hardly posted. I just posted once a week on my channel. I slowed down. I had to. My body had to let's take a break, take a breath, and go, okay, what's our next game plan? Yep. What's the next game plan? So, and then I'm gearing, okay, what do I need to do now to hit this next goal? And it's a big goal. Yeah. It's a big goal, this next one.
You know, I want to build an army of winners. I don't want losers. There's a story in the Bible, and I'm blanking out on the city, but I'll give you the gist of it. A bunch of people gather together, and they've been told by God, hey, God says, go take this city down. They're like, all right. And they all show up, and they're like, all right, you ready? Here's the plan. And someone like raised their hand, hey, my family's coming in from out of town. How long is this going to take? And all right, just go. And then someone's like, hey, I got to feed my animals. They're like, oh gosh, just go. And finally, they just had like a handful of people. Yeah. And they said, let's go do this. And because they knew that the people they had, their heart was in it. Yeah. Now, you talk about saving money, and $200 might not be a lot to a lot of people, but I'm telling you what, as much as $200 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Do you know how much silver that is? Do you know how much? I mean, it's just measuring anything you enjoy, and you start going, it's a lot of money. Yep. And then think about if you took that $200, you put it in something that's going to hopefully beat inflation. Yep. And then when everybody else that didn't think $200 was that much, and they lose their net worth, you take that $200 and buy their house. I know it sounds crazy, but so actually it's a good analogy. Yeah. I bought my first house buying a $200 electric train set that I sold for $400. A year later, I had $20,000. I put it down on one house, and in that cycle, I started cash out refis, and I was buying a house every 8 to 12 weeks. I had 14 houses before you knew it, and it started with $200. So and I hope, and this is my prayer for your channel, that everyone starts to see that $200 and that $200 starts to increase. Yes. Because you saw that where you didn't have a lot, your family member needed help, and you said, I'm going to do this. And you started to look at that money as something very valuable. Yeah. Where I don't think a lot of our nation really considers money very valuable anymore. No. And this isn't the argument of fiat versus God's money. Yeah. I want to thank you so much for coming on. You're awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting around and praying and letting God introduce me to people. So this is really cool.
I was so glad to bump into you
Oh,
again.
this is cool.
We had
This is
such
exciting.
a good talk last year.
Yeah.
It was so good talking to you.
Well, I believe we're going to have a lot more of those talks this week. So your channel's going to get blessed, mine's going to get blessed, and every single one of you guys are, except for the 2 people we just banned. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja and
Kimmy from She's in Her Apron
are out. All right, give me just a sec.